Welcome back. I got some new for the Corvette. Y'all see those boxes over there? That could only mean one or two things. We already got the car situated. We ready to get the new on. What do you think those are? That is, well, I'm gonna give you a hint. Whatever is in those boxes, they go well with this. That should probably tell you what it is right there just by saying that. I got the 0R1 ground effects kit off eBay. So it's the fake one. So what we're going to be doing today is installing this ground effects kit on the Corvette. It's extremely hot. The heat finally kicked in. So we may have to take some breaks. As you can see, I'm already there. But let's get started on it. We'll do the front first. We'll do the front lip first. Let's get it on here. This is the second time I've done this, at least the front lip. And it worked out well, but I broke it because I was being careless and ran over a parking, one of those parking thingies. But we're not gonna do that this time. I'm tired of spending money on it. Let's get started. We got the front splitter out of the box. As you can see, they wrapped it up really good. I appreciate that. Keep it from getting any unnecessary scratches on it. Now, this really doesn't come with the hardware. So if you're looking to get one of these front splitters, you know, you got a couple of methods that you can use, but it did come with instructions. I can see that. I don't think the last one I had came with instructions. Let's get this thing unwrapped so we can see if it's crap or if it's slap. We got it out of the package, and to my surprise, it did actually come with hardware. So we're gonna use the hardware that came with it to get this on. It's got self-tapping screws. I think that's what they are. Some shit like that, I don't know. It's kind of like rivets. Interesting. But anyway, so we're gonna put those on, but I think I'm gonna go get some 3M tape just to help me get it up here and adjust it before I start screwing holes. I made it funny. This is what it looks like. It's as slim as hell. If I run over anything or hit anything, it's gonna be a wrap. I can tell you that right now. But it does look fairly decent. Fairly decent. I'm not sure if it's gonna last long, but if I'm careful, maybe it'll last long. It did come with, the last one I had didn't even have the pre-drill holes marked in it. I just had to figure it out. So at least it came with pre-drill holes, instructions, and hardware. That is a good thing. Some people, when they mount these, they just use the 3M tape, and that seems to work. But from my experience, there's a downforce on these particular splitters that affects your car. You can feel it while you're driving it. You can really feel it in the rain, and it gets you. It's kind of sketchy. So if you get one of these 0R1 splitters, you know, you want to be careful because you can feel like when that water hit it. It just feels like you can feel that splitter bending down as the water and the air comes on the front. It's kind of hard to explain, but the feeling is kind of sketchy. Now, I don't know if the original 0R1s with the fiber and with the carbon fiber splitters and all of that, much more rigid, you know, if you can feel that difference. But I know on these eBay ones, you kind of feel that in the rain. So be careful in the rain, but it gonna look good, I think. And another thing that you want to do, we have the tendency to throw away stuff when we get new stuff. Whatever you do, do not throw away the original one, because if you break this one, you gotta buy another original one, or you gotta buy another one of these. Save that original front plastic splitter that came on your C6 Corvette, because you never know when you're gonna have to reuse it. I had to reuse mine, no problem, wham bam, took the broken one off, put the original back on, called it a day, and didn't get a new splitter until now. So I reiterate, save your original. Now what I think I'm going to do is go down to O'Reilly's and get some 3M tape, because that's going to help me since I'm by myself. That's going to help me get it mounted first, and then I can just dip, 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 tap them screws in there. So let's go do that. We are coming from O'Reilly's. That took way too long. So I bought 3 rolls of 3M tape. No, I take that back. I bought 2 rolls. Normally I don't ask for a receipt, whatever, but since I don't know how much I'm going to use, if I don't use the second roll, I'm going to bring it back. Of course, it ran out of paper, and it took forever for him to figure out how to put paper in it, and then it took forever for him to figure out how to reprint my my receipt. So I'm like, ah, shit. But that tape was like $12 a roll. So I spent $28 on 3M tape. So if you think I ain't gonna wait for that receipt, shit. I said all of that, and at the end of the day, I'll probably end up keeping both rolls because 3M tape is one of those things that at some point you're gonna need it. And just like now, I needed it and didn't have it. So yeah, my bad. Boom, 3M tape. Now let's move the bit back a little bit to give myself some more room. It's all about making progress. I feel like I've made some progress thus far. We are ready to get this thing mounted. In order to take off the existing bolts, you're gonna need a 7mm socket. I'm gonna use my cordless to speed up the process, 7mm. Word of advice before we continue. If you're looking for a fairly simple project to do, inexpensive project to do to your C6 Corvette, this has to be one of the best. Number one, I paid $100 for this splitter. That's all. You can do it in like an hour or so. Just depends on how handy you are and how many tools you have. It's something you can do at the house yourself. Easy, cheap, fun, and it's gonna make a world of a difference on your car. Now, I don't know if you can see this or not because there's a glare from outside, but these are Dynatech headers, okay? So they hang a tad bit low, as you can see, just a little bit lower than the chassis. And I often drag them over speed bumps, even if I go slow. Well, I always go slow and they still drag a little bit. But as you can see, there's only like one nick in it, which is probably a rock. But I don't see any dents in them. So that just goes to tell you about the quality of the material used in these headers. Okay, now back to your regularly scheduled program. Okay, we got the splitter off. That part took a little bit longer than what it should. The reason is, at some point, I must have lost screws. So then I had to jack the car up so I could get these screws out, which meant I needed to use my drill, which I could not get up under there without the car being jacked up. So somewhere at some point in my pathetic life, I lost about 3 of the screws and I replaced them, 3 of the bolts, and I replaced them with screws. Lesson number 651, keep all of your screws and keep them in one place. You never know when you're gonna need them, because I would have had this out if I didn't have to spend time looking for a screwdriver that would work, which ultimately I couldn't even find that. So I just had to jack the car up and use my cordless. But anyway, but this is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that my life is going to be very, very easy. Because you see those holes that are in the old one, and you see those holes that are in that one. I don't think it's going to be the case, but if they pre-cut those to where they line up exactly, it would be just a matter of zip, 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 and I can take, well, I won't be able to take all of that tape back. I still need it for the side skirts. But if those holes line up with the old one, it's gonna be a piece of cake. Well, I'll be a monkey's ass. I don't know if you can tell it, but some of the holes do line up. The main ones, which is perfect, because I can get this mounted up very quickly. That one's line up, that one line up. These will line up once that one is gonna line up and the one on the end is gonna line up. So what we're gonna do now is tap the holes in the new one, so it'll just be zippy, 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 and then we'll come back and do the other ones that don't line up, because it looks like it takes more screws in this particular setup than it did in the stock one. So I don't know if y'all can tell, but it's hot as hell out here. It is hot as hell. So this is what it looks like. Fitment is good, but it's only good because I made it good. Look at that. Nice and even. I did have to use a couple of those screws just to make sure it was all nice and tight all the way around. That could be a little bit better, but it went on pretty good. And they call it, like, I think they call it already painted. But with this ABS, like if you look at this, my rear is just ABS not painted. And I've had it on there for a while. This sun is bright, I don't know if you can see it. But it still looks well. So even if it wasn't painted, I wasn't gonna worry about that. If you're looking to get one of these off eBay, because all of mine didn't come as a set, I had to actually buy them separately, came in 2 different boxes or whatnot. But if you're looking to get one of these, just know you're gonna have to work with it. If you don't like working with it, then you may not wanna do it. But it's still, at the end of the day, an easy job. Just take a little time to get right. Get right. It just take a little time to get right. Then we fix the start on these side splitters, get that done, and bada bing, bada bang, may go wash it up. Turn a few corners, and let it do what it do. But it fits good. It fits good. We'll see if it stays. Side skirt time. Here's what the side skirts look like. They look the same, feel the same as the front splitter, fin, but they did not come with any hardware. So good that I still have those self-tapping screws and or the 3M tape. Now these, I make and use the 3M tape. I prefer to use the 3M tape so I don't put no holes under my car and I can adjust it. But we also got the mud flaps too. So let me figure out how these are gonna go, how I'm gonna mount the mud flaps, because I'm not sure about how those go. May have to look up a YouTube video. But anyway, we finna get these installed and we finna wrap this project up. Yeah. Now if you plan on using 3M tape, the first thing you're gonna have to do to the underbody where those are gonna stick onto is clean. The last thing you want is for those to come off because the glue came undone because you didn't take the time to clean. You're gonna look like an idiot. Now those were only $78, so you'll look like a $78 idiot, but an idiot nonetheless. So make sure you clean under there good. Make sure there's no oil residue from whatever it is you're using to clean it with, and grease and grime, because you're gonna want that tape to stick. You're gonna want it to stick. All right guys, we're just about done. Look at this shirt. I look like I just got through wrestling a mule in a pile of shit, but we got it done. Front splitter, I don't know if you can really tell that much in the garage. I mean, I think it looks better for $78 for the side piece. For the side skirts. You know, it looked good. Yeah, it looked different, changing up the look a little bit. I need to get it out in the sun. So I can actually get a better assessment of it. But I think it looks good. I done cleaned up, then went to the car wash. It's fixing to rain, but we're gonna spray it off real quick just so I can see what it looks like. Clean. So let's get to that. All right guys, so we out in the parking lot and we fixing to take a look at the final product. I wanna show it to you. Man, it looks nice. It looks nice. Let me show it to you. Look at that. Gives it a whole new different look. Yeah. Boom. I like it. I like the new look. I like the chrome emblem back on there. I like it all. I almost feel like I need to lower it a little bit, but we're not gonna do that. But we do have another modification that's going to complement it as well. It's at the house now. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'll say that for the next video. But it's going to change the look dramatically too. Look at what that looks like, folks. Listen to it. Here's a little bit of work because I'm stupid, but I like the way it turned out. A few things I probably would have done different. I already got the car dirty. Just washed it. My. Anyway, probably a few things I would have done differently, but I like the way it looked. Man, yes. I love a C6. That's all I got to say. That tin is popping. The window banner is popping. I like it. This your boy. Like, comment, and subscribe.